forget some things. If you have a gaiwan and you're just going to use it for yourself in your own ritual, you can. This is all you need. Is just the gaiwan.
Okay.
You can get these for $10.
Okay.
Once you start moving on from there, things start getting more expensive and more complicated. These are hard to find. This and your little cup go together. So this is the fragrance cup and this is the tasting cup. This is a Taiwanese way of doing tea. It's been adopted in a lot of China. It started out as gongfu-cha in China, which used the gaiwan in these little cups, or it used a small yixing pot and moved to the pot and using these cups. Well, then in Taiwan, they started implementing these fragrance cups. I love these. It's one of my favorite things to use. I'll show you why in a minute.
Oh, that all goes together?
Cut back, yeah. So it's a set. So 2 of these, I'm going to warm them up for a second. This is not part of the ceremony. There is a way to do this ceremonially, but we don't have time today to show
Oh,
you
that's
that.
right. I have to leave in a bit. Just check out the house. Yeah. Kind of lovely. Beautiful old church.
Okay. So the other way to do this, you would do it in a yixing pot like this. This is a
so
treasure.
cute.
This is actually a full-size yixing pot. It's not. This would not be considered a tiny teapot in China.
Wow.
So
my gosh.
this one is an antique with silver and jade. It's an absolute treasure.
What is that? The clay? Is it clay?
Yeah,
and then
clay.
Silver and jade?
Yixing is
Wow.
an area in China. And so good yixing clay is actually very hard to find these days. Most of the yixing clay that you find in the States is fake. Most of the
How do
yixing
you?
clay
So
that you
it's
find
like
in China
just
is
literally
fake.
their dirt and mineral from their
Right, but it's this
land.
very specific place.
Huh.
It's a clay that's very high in mineral content. It's very insulating. So what you would do in this case is you would put the hot tea, or you would put hot water in here. Get this hot first, pour it out. You would put the dry leaves in, close it, and you shake it a couple of times, and then you smell the aroma of the dry leaves. And it's just this amazing incense tea smell, and that also helps ground you. Then you take it, and you have to have one of the fair cups, and you have to have this, then you pour it all out, and then you share it. Because this is a rare and expensive tea, I'm gonna keep using just the same tea leaves. So we're gonna use the gaiwan to brew it.
How much is that bag of tea?
It depends on the quality. Really good quality, like the great quality tea that you can get in the States is about $1 a gram usually, maybe a little less. But that's a deceptive measurement because 3 grams of tea makes a good pot of tea, and you can keep reinfusing those over and over and over again all day. So you get multiple pots of tea. So it's way cheaper than going to Starbucks.
Got it.
You know, and that's for a very premium tea.
Got
you
it.
can get very good tea that's not hyper premium tea for $15 a bag, $12 a bag for 50 grams.
Okay.
From 7 Cups.
Okay.
The only place that I would buy Chinese tea from is 7 Cups, though.
Okay.
And they have a relationship with every single farmer that they work with. You know, I went on tour with them. They really know what they have. They know tea, and you know you're getting the real thing. There's a lot of fake tea. There's a lot of.
What do you mean by fake tea? Tea from other places?
They
What
say
did you
that
just do?
so that was
That's
hot
awesome.
water. So I just poured the hot water out.
Okay.
I'm going to use the fair cup again. I used to do this every day. Now I do more of the Japanese tea. But for about 7 years, I did this every day.
How many hours a day do you spend on tea?
At least half an hour a day.
That's cool.
When I'm studying, a lot more than that. And every Monday I spend between 4 and 6 hours on tea. Monday is my tea study day.
And has been for a long time, right?
Okay, so this is beautiful. So there's a whole story that goes with this that I don't have time to tell you. But what you do is you let this sit like that.
It's like a little
thumbs on
mushroom.
top. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So this
so
is the happy
cute.
family.
Okay.
So obviously the male and the female going together.
Cute.
Which is not about, you know, patriarchal archetypes. Or
It's
anything
about
like
procreation.
that. It's about procreation and abundance, but it's also about things that fit together and the energies. It's the yin and the yang that complete each other. That they both need each other for completion, not in a sex way, but in an energy
And
way.
compatibility.
Yeah, so this is a whole person, not necessarily just the couple.
Oh, got it.
Okay, so then you do this little blessing. In Chinese, in my horrible, horrible Chinese, it's Liu Jia Long Ming, which I know is not good. You jump over, it's the goldfish jumps over the dragon gate. And then, if you're not nimble, you put it down and do this. But I do it, I hold it. You lift up, let all the tea go out into the cup. Go around in a circle, one full time. Put that down, and then you smell. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Like, who needs drugs?
Seriously, it's the time and just the like sensual.
And you get the heat, the steam is on your eyes, and you can smell it, and you can smell all these incredible notes of orchid and grass and citrus peel and plum, and it's incredible. It's like a fine wine, and the heat massages your palms and gets you moving, and you're totally in the space of this sacred tea moment. So then you hold it like this. Men hold it like this. This is the 3 dragons protect the cup. Women hold it like this, which is the orchid hand, because it looks like an orchid, and that's it's all deeply rich in symbolism. And then you take 3 sips. So the first sip, you just slurp it. And that aerates the tea. And you get the tannins, and you get all these different flavors, and this like orange marmalade kind of flavor that comes out. But it's what happens when you aerate the tea in your mouth. The second sip, you let it sit on your tongue with a flat tongue, and you kind of chew it, and you notice all the sensations. Where is it astringent on your tongue? Where is it sweet? Where is it a little umami? All that kind of stuff. And then you get these sweet sensations and these bright sensations and things that most Americans aren't familiar with tasting. And then the third is my favorite. You take a deep breath in. Keeping the oral chamber open, but the mouth closed. You breathe out so that the tea can go through your throat, into your mouth, through your sinuses, and you taste the tea with all of that. You taste the tea in your throat, in your mouth, in your sinuses, and that's called the after aroma. And it forces you to breathe in, drink, hold your breath for a second, and then when you breathe out again, it's like your entire being just melts into the experience. To me, that is just one of the most beautiful ways to start the day. And you do that over and over with each different infusion, and it changes. After the third infusion, the real sweetness starts to come out in fruit flavors and floral essences.
That's neat.
And so it's a very anchoring, present moment kind of ritual to do.
So you can tell you're finished with that tea when it just becomes more clear and, you know, the flavor leaves, basically.
If there's
So it'll
color left,
mature and
you're
have,
getting
like,
nutrition.
it'll have a peak and then...
Yeah. With a great tea, it'll peak around 6 cups.
Okay, and then you maybe get one more cup,
Yeah, 1 or 2.
And then you're
or
done.
What you do with this, with Big Red Robe, is once it's running completely clear, then you brew it one last time and let it sit overnight, and the next morning it'll taste like chocolate. It's incredible.
You eat it?
No, no, no. You drink it.
Oh.
It's really good for roses. It's really good for the soil.
Okay,
It's
then
like
you
the
just
perfect
throw it
tea
right
mulch.
on. Not you don't necessarily need to put it in the compost bin. You can just throw it directly onto yeah.
Yeah, all of my pots in here, all of the plants are covered with tea because I put all of my tea just right there.
Nice.
And then we put
It's
our
like coffee grounds.
directly into our soil out in the front.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So tea stays indoors, coffee goes outside.
Eric, thank you so much. I have to go get my child.
Okay, so that's Chinese tea.
Half of 101.
1.0001.